Today we learned about Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams are a very language-heavy topic, so you need to be sure that you are reading the question and looking for the language. The language will tell you what to do. So first we're going to learn how to read a Venn diagram. So let's say we see this Venn diagram. If we break down the information from the Venn diagram, we have the number of people that speak Portuguese only are on this side, and there's 4 of them. So I'm going to draw 4 people over here. Okay. Now on this side, we have 3 people that speak only Spanish. Now in the middle, we have 2 people that speak both Portuguese and Spanish. So if we are trying to find the people that speak Portuguese or Spanish, or means together, and we're going to add. Why? Because these are the people that speak Portuguese, these are the people that speak Spanish, and these are the people that speak both. Notice how the people that speak both are counted in both categories. Therefore, everyone is together and we need to add them. So we have 4 for the Portuguese, 3 for the people that speak only Spanish, and 2 for the people that speak both, giving us with a total value of 9 people. So we have 9 people total. So the number of people that speak Portuguese or Spanish is 9. What about the people that speak Portuguese and Spanish? And is referring to the part that is in the intersection. And the answer to this will only be the 2 people that are right here. The 2 people that speak Portuguese and Spanish. So the answer to that will be 2. So if we see or, we add together. If we see and, we're looking for the value that is in the intersection. Because think about it. Okay, if you are a boss and you're hiring people that speak both Spanish and Portuguese, only these 2 people right here fulfill that criteria. They need to speak Spanish and Portuguese. If someone comes to you and they say, hey, I only speak Spanish, you're not going to hire them, right? So and is going to be only the things in the intersection because they fulfill both criteria. Now we know how to read a Venn diagram. We're going to learn how to build a Venn diagram. So let's say we have 20 students in a class. 7 students speak Spanish only. 6 students speak Cape Verdean only. And 2 speak Spanish and Cape Verdean. Okay, so let's put this information into our Venn diagram. So we have 2 categories, people that speak Spanish and people that speak Cape Verdean. So you have to label each side of the circle accordingly. Now, we want to find the people first that go into the middle. So we want to find the both category first. The question tells us that 2 people speak Spanish and Cape Verdean. Remember, and is the intersection, right? So we have 2 people that speak both Spanish and Cape Verdean. So you always want to fill out the middle first. So I'm going to write the steps over here. Okay, then we want to fill out the circle over here and the circle over here. So on the Spanish side, it says 7 students speak Spanish only. So 7 students speak Spanish only, and 6 students speak Cape Verdean only. Okay, so we are supposed to have 20 students. So let's add them all together and see how many we have. So we have 6 plus 7 plus 2, and that gives us 15 students. Now, the question says that in total we have 20 students, though. So if we have 20 total students, 15 are accounted for, we have 5 students that have to be neither. So 5 students over here speak neither Cape Verdean or Spanish. And they definitely don't speak both, so they're going to go right over here. Now look at this criteria up here. We're going to change it a little bit. 7 students speak Spanish only. What if we got rid of this only right here? And what if we just wrote 7 students speak Spanish? That's more general. And then here, 6 students speak Cape Verdean only. Let's get rid of that only as well. I'm going to erase my work down here and my numbers over here because now we have a different problem, okay? So the problem says 7 students speak Spanish. 6 students speak Cape Verdean. 2 students speak Spanish and Cape Verdean. So we always fill out the middle first. We have 2 students in the middle that speak Spanish and Cape Verdean. We have 7 students that speak Spanish and 6 students that speak Cape Verdean. So we have 7 students that speak Spanish in general. So that is including the 2 students that are in the both category. And this will give us a 5. 5 students speak Spanish only. 2 students speak both Spanish and Cape Verdean. 7 students total speak Spanish. On the right-hand side, it says 6 students speak Cape Verdean. 6 students speak Cape Verdean in general, right? So we have to include this 2 that's in the both in this larger circle of Cape Verdean students. And now we have 4 over here. If we add them all up and see how many total students we have in here, now we only have 11 students. Therefore, out of the total 20 students, we subtract 11 and get 9 students that speak neither language. Let's do an example. So the problem says there are 30 students in this class. 5 of them speak Spanish only. 8 Cape Verdean only. 10 speak Spanish and Cape Verdean together. Some others speak neither Spanish nor Cape Verdean. Okay, so make a little list of all the information over here that the problem has given you. So I have 30 students in total. 5 speak Spanish only. 8 speak Cape Verdean only. And then 10 speak Spanish and Cape Verdean. Okay? So the first thing we always want to do is put our number in the middle, right? So our both is Spanish and Cape Verdean, and that's 10. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to label my diagram. I have Spanish on this side, Cape Verdean on this side. Okay, now the problem says I have 5 students that speak Spanish only, so I know that I can just put a 5 right over here because I have 5 students that speak Spanish only. I have 8 students that speak Cape Verdean only. So if I add these all together, I get 23. Now, the problem tells me that there's 30 students total. So I'm going to subtract the 23 students that are accounted for in the Venn diagram from the 30 total students, and I'm going to get 7 students. So there are 7 students that speak neither Spanish or Cape Verdean. Another example. There are 400 students in an institute. So I have 400 students is my total. 20% of the students are majoring in engineering. 35% of the students are majoring in design. 10% of the students are majoring in both. So I make my list. I have 20% are majoring in engineering. I have 10%. Oh wait, no, I have 35% majoring in design. And 10% in both. Now, they give us this in number of students, and then they give us these in percentages. So I need to calculate how many students are in each percent. So 20% of 400 is 80 students in engineering. 35 times 4 is 140. And then 10% of 400 is 40 students. So I take the information given over here. I see that my 2 categories are engineering and design. I want to fill out the middle column first. So it says that 10% are in both fields, and that's 40 students. So 40 is going to go in the middle. And the engineering side, I have 80 engineering total. It does not say only. So I know that I need to include the number that's in the middle in this total. So I'm going to have 40 engineering students. Total, I have 80, but I have 40 that are only engineering students. On the design side, I have 40 included in the both category and 140 total, so 100 will go here. In the design category total, there's going to be 140. So this is how I need you to really think about putting numbers in the Venn diagram. So now, the question tells me that I have 400 students. And it's asking me how many students are majoring in both fields. Well, 40 students are majoring in both fields, but I think the question is trying to ask us how many students are in neither field, right? So I have 100 plus 40 equals 180. There's 400 students total. And I get 220 students that are not included in any of these categories. So I have 220 students that are neither design nor engineering majors. Last but not least, okay, we have a school of 310 students, 80 participate in academic clubs, 115 participate in sports, and 20 are in both. Okay, so let's make a little list over here. We have 310 students. We have 80 in clubs. We have 115 in sports. And 20 in both. So let's do clubs on this side, sports on the other. Okay? So we have 20 in both because we always want to start in the middle. And then we have 80 that are in clubs. 80 total need to be in this circle. Therefore, this needs to equal 60. This is so that way we don't double count the students that are in both. We have 115 students that are in sports. So 115 needs to be the total in this circle. So I'm going to do 115 minus 20. That's going to give me 95. So I have 95 students that are in sports. So in total, let's add all these together. We get 175. So it tells us that there's 310 students in total. So I'm going to subtract the students that are accounted for in this, and I get 135. So there's 135 students that are in neither.